Hi there, New England Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom sewn to order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath offers dozens of armbands and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details.
And we are set for our second bout of the day today. It's going to feature arch rival roller derby arch Nemesis in black jerseys and Helsinki Roller Derby Queen Bees in green. Shout out to St. Louis fans, shout out to Helsinki fans, shout out to all the Derby fans there. We are just 45 seconds away from Derby. I will run down the Helsinki roster for you for this game. Number 112, Fuchs. Number 20, Predator. Number 23, Kisei. Number 286 is Ninja. Number 36 is Antila. Number 394 is Milis. Number 441 is Kissard. Number 46 is Pentinen. Number 507, Boss. Number 613, Yemina Logara. Number 666, Yona Oyala. And number 97 is Yaffa.
And skating out of St. Louis is the arch rival arch Nemesis. 00, Party Foul. Number 1 is Dadbod. 103, Haley Contagious. 1040 is Aggie Wartooth. 124, Flash. 2012 is Wildside. 24, CQ. 31, Pop Tart. 32, Shaquille O'Neal. 33, Jamheiser Bush. 480, Pixie Destruction. 56 is Birdsong. 618, Cruella Belleville. 7, Ultraviolet. 8, My Opinion. 87, Sue Bob Fight. And 94, Jonas Spark.
All right, and your officiating crew for this game will be Iceman, Lamech Sisi, WEB Destroys, Pinky Rye, Mia Culprit, Pussy Panzerfaust, Chemical Restraint, Onyx and Break, Chuck Maurice, Dread Hockley, Reverend Riot, Jen Hitzker, Dylan, Lil Tex, Chopsaw, Danger Muffin, and Shanksy.
And up first on the jam line for arch Nemesis is Ultraviolet. For the Queen Bees is Ninja. And it's Ninja who is up and out first as lead jam for Helsinki. However, Ultraviolet very close behind on the skates. So it's a very quick team, but Helsinki have been playing already this morning. A lot of their players were up against whoever was playing last time. Somebody will tell me. Anyway, jam called off, no score.
It's a little early this morning, but we are all here. Well, I guess it's not morning now, it's noon.
It's still a little early.
It's early for me, I just got here.
There's only so much coffee.
It's only so much coffee, absolutely. Helsinki Queen Bees did play last night late, and they look well rested. That's going to be a track cut penalty for arch rivals.
And we've got Pop Tart jamming and out as lead jam for the arch rivals, but sent to the penalty box for a track cut. That's going to give Millis a power jam going for the next 30 seconds for the Queen Bees. Let's see if they can put some points on the board and get some distance on arch rivals. But that arch rivals defense is looking pretty strong, but Millis finds the line through on the inside of turn 3, picking up 4-point Grand Slam. Okay, Pop Tart is standing and is preparing to join the track. Millis recycled back to the back of the pack. Not picking up any score at the moment, but is now going to try and make her way through. Pop Tart is very quick up and through that Helsinki defense and is now on a scoring pass. Number 33, Jamheiser Bush being sent to the penalty box, I think for a failure to reform. The Queen Bees racking up 8 points on that jam for an 8-0 scoreline.
Absolutely, good start for the Queen Bees, who did fall last night to the Sexpos in the final game of day 1. Yeah,
the Sexpos were on real fire last night, right?
They were absolutely on fire last night. It was a good game. Helsinki did fight hard. They were in it. They were actually ahead by 30 points early. But.
And so jamming for arch Nemesis, we've got Flash, who's out as your lead jammer for the rivals. Queen Bee's jammer is Antila, who is now struggling up against that arch rival defense. They have to let them go and reform that pack. And we have Jonas Spark being sent to the penalty box as Flash comes round. Is that star pass that we've had? That's now Flash jamming for Arch Nemesis. And the pack's grind to a halt in that turn 3 as both defenses try and hold those jams up to limit the scoreline. Arch Nemesis 4 up on this jam so far. And Flash picking up another 4 points. And Tilo struggling just a little bit to get past that defense, really strong from the Arch rivals. And Flash putting up another 3 points, taking Arch Nemesis to 11, now 1 point behind the Queen Bees 12.
And just like that, we have a brand new game. Don't forget, Derby fans, if you are on the West Coast, next weekend, hometown throwdown, June 21st to 23rd in Portland, Oregon. That is hosted by Rose City Rollers. That will be one of 2 of the last WFTDA-recognized tournaments this year. The other one will be ECDX, East Coast Derby Extravaganza, also next weekend on the other side of the country in Pennsylvania, hosted by Philly Roller Derby.
Aggie Wartooth out as lead jammer for the Arch Nemesis, and we've had a star pass. We've got Yamina Legora now jamming for the Queen Bees. Legora looked absolutely amazing last night. Very able to take that star as pivot and run with it and pick up some points. Aggie Wartooth putting up 4 points. Background to the jam. Massive collision there with Kisei. Sending Kisei onto the knee pads. And then finding a line through on the outside, picking up another Grand Slam. Yamina Legora now picking up 4. Shaquille O'Neal rejoins the track and aids a little bit of flanking for Aggie Wartooth. Aggie Wartooth calling that jam for no extra pickup of score. 8-4 to the Nemesis on that jam.
And we just had a fan, Ella Berglund, pointing out Penttinen playing in this game and also playing in the previous game with Helsinki A-Team. And I will add in also playing last night with the Queen Bees in the final game of the night at 8 o'clock. So that's 3 games in a row for Penttinen.
Yeah, a lot of the Helsinki players pulling double duty. So you've really got a feel for them at this stage. Ninja, second jam today, and second time picking up lead jammers are out very, very quickly.
Ninja had a fantastic game last night against Montreal.
Yeah, I agree. It was an amazing game to watch from the bleachers. As Shard is sent to the penalty box for a forearm. We have Ultraviolet, who is coming back round to the pack, now on a scoring pass, as Ninja is sent to the back of turn 2. He's recycled, and our rival going to make things very difficult for Ninja to try and pick up any more points. Ultraviolet finds the line on the outside of the back straight, very quickly round, picks up a Grand Slam of 4. So taking an 8-0 lead in this jam. So not letting that lead jammer position dissuade arch rivals from trying to score as many times as possible. Cesar coming back now to the pack, bringing both packs now even. And with no pickup of score for the Queen Bees, Ninja decides to call that jam. And we have had a late penalty call. I believe it's on Ninja being sent to the penalty box for a track cut.
And yes, it in fact is. There's Ninja sitting down in the Restaurant Gus penalty box. It will be a power start for our rival.
Oh, great. Thanks for telling me, man. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, so we've got Pop-Tart up as sole jammer for the arch rivals. So Helsinki in full defense mode. And we've got Pop-Tart being sent to the penalty box for a forearm penalty. That's going to release Ninja and give Helsinki an opportunity to put some points on the board. They are 11 behind, but 11 behind in Derby is nothing.
Absolutely not.
Especially as we've seen 12 points go up on the board inside three circuits in about 20, 30 seconds. So good stuff. Pop-Tart now back on the track and slipstreaming. Ninja, a little jammer on jammer action as they come into the home straight.
This jam will go the full 2 minutes, just over a minute remaining.
And Ninja being sent back to the penalty box this time for a back block. So this is going to give Pop-Tart an opportunity to put some more space between the arch rivals and the team from Helsinki. And very quick up into the Helsinki tripod as the arch rivals now start their offensive moves, trying to disrupt those lines and give Pop-Tart an easy through for a pickup of 4. And back round we go, packed stationary as Ninja rejoins the track. And let's see what the Queen Bees can do with this now. And almost through Pixie Destruction. The arch rivals doing a great scramble defense job, but Ninja really pushing that, trying to stretch that pack out, so they have to reform and allow her to go. That's 4 points. We've got 6 seconds left on this jam. Pop-Tart picks up another 4. And Pixie Destruction picks up a late penalty for a directional block and is going to start in the penalty box. So 8-4 on this jam. Arch Nemesis stretching their lead now to 15 points.
And Arch Nemesis would like to give a shout out to their fans watching in St. Louis. Hello, St. Louis. If you're watching, let us know. And big hello to Arch Rival Roller Derby. And also a big shout out to Helsinki Roller Derby. The teams here really love that you have their backs, and they wish y'all were here with them.
Okay, Flash jamming for Arch Nemesis. Second time out for Flash now. This time as a jammer rather than a pivot taking the pole. And Millis up for the Queen Bees. Flash is out as an early lead jammer. Millis is really struggling behind, my opinion, and is released thanks to a reform call. As Flash now is trying to outpace Johanna Ohala. That works. I'll get there with the pronunciations, I'm sorry. Arch Nemesis pick up 4, Queen Bees nothing. So extending that lead. We've got 19 minutes left to play in this half.
43-24. Arch really catching fire here. Don't forget that the championships are going to be right here in Montreal this year. That's going to be a fantastic championships. First time outside the U.S., and tickets go on sale Monday.
There's going to be stiff competition getting into those finals and for the announcers. So we have Aggie Wartooth jamming up against Antila. Antila is sent to the penalty box. That's going to give Aggie Wartooth, our lead jammer, a power jam. And breaks through that Queen Bee line, picks up an easy 4. I say easy 4. They're all hard. That one just looked easy.
She made it look very easy.
She really did. Not quite so easy the second time, but still gets it. Yamina Lagora making herself very wide across that track and giving Aggie Wartooth all kinds of problems. I think this is where Yamina really shines, is in that pivot position. She's got the ability of blocking and then can really turn on the speed as a jammer.
And then heading to the penalty box now. Yamina Lagora.
So 5-3 pack advantage to the arch rivals. $55-24. Up next for you this morning, you're going to want to stick around and catch the next stream. It's going to be Gotham versus arch rival A Teams. Wow, that is going to be one heck of a game. And don't forget, we are here. You're watching us on Facebook Live. Engage with us. We're watching what you're posting. We will talk to you. Well, Jax will talk to you. I may
I will
dismiss you.
I'll talk to you.
So we've got Ultraviolet up as lead jam for Arch Nemesis. We have Antila again jamming for Queen Bees, but Antila is really struggling to get by Dadbod right now, as Ultraviolet picks up in a very quick 4 points. Antila is still yet to complete that initial pass, so is not yet scoring. Ultraviolet is not in that position. She's in a different position.
At the back of the pack.
She's behind the pack, yeah. Don't steal my jokes. I only have 3. And Ultraviolet again very quickly through the 4. Looks like we've had a star pass, and Yamina Lagora is now jamming for the Queen Bees. And it looks like Dadbod is being sent to the penalty box. That may very well be for a failure to reform. As Lagora puts on that star, moves into scoring position, the jam is called.
And doesn't quite get there to pick up any points, but 2 more up on the board for Arch Nemesis now with a, we'll call it a commanding 41-point lead early. We're just not quite halfway through the first half, however, so there's a whole lot of derby left to play.
There really is. And things can change just as quickly as that scoreline.
They certainly can. So again, we were talking about the championships being in Montreal and tickets going on sale. There's also other tournaments that we'll talk about shortly.
So we have Pop Tart up jamming for Arch Nemesis, and we have the Queen Bees. Jammer is Fuchs, which I mistyped earlier today. And Fuchs is up, battling against Shaquille O'Neal. And in that, Shaquille O'Neal picks up a penalty. Pop Tart is released as your lead jammer, and Fuchs is now out and scoring. So we've had a pile-up in the backfield, and Pop Tart is being sent to the penalty box for a back block. That's one of the changes for this year, is that back block rule, and any collision to the head and neck. So you're seeing a lot more back block penalties this season than you did last. Fuchs now has a power jam, already with 4 points up on the board, and with 2 players down on the arch rivals. This is a great opportunity now for the Queen Bees to pick up some extra points. And that Queen Bees offense is trying to open up some lines for Fuchs, give us some space to breathe, as Shaquille O'Neal comes back onto the track. So that's going to give us a 1-player advantage. And Fuchs sent back to the pack by Dadbod. Our Restaurant Gus penalty box is now empty. Pop Tart is through.
And as you say that, a blocker for Helsinki has sat in that Restaurant Gus penalty box. The curse of the announcer.
The curse of the announcer. I thought that was just having a bad throat. Anyway, Pop Tart picking up another 4 points. So already on 2 jams, on 2 circuits, after joining shortly after being released, has already scored 12 points. So this is quite impressive from the arch rivals. And as the clock ticks down on that jam, we are now at 77-32 as the Queen Bees take a timeout.
Absolutely. That timeout's going to give us a chance to talk to you about the WFTDA postseason this year. So August 9th to the 11th will be the WFTDA Continental Cup North America West. That will be in Orem, Utah. August 23rd to the 25th will be the WFTDA Continental Cup North America East, held in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. September 6th to the 8th will be the International WFTDA Playoffs in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. September 13th to the 15th will be the WFTDA Playoffs in Seattle, Washington. Fun town from what I hear. And don't forget, October 5th to 6th will be the final Continental Cup Europe this time. Helsinki, Finland, the hosts this year. And that's all leading up to the big one, November 15th to the 17th, the International WFTDA Championships right here in Montreal, Quebec. Tickets go on sale this Monday. That's 2 days from now. I don't know what time of day it'll be live, but 2 days from now. The tournament head announcers were announced yesterday. They're available on the WFTDA tournament website. I know that Beatrix and Chloe will be the tournament head announcers for the championships.
So it's them we have to bribe. On it.
Absolutely. And the application for announcers is live now, as of yesterday.
Okay, so getting us back to the action, we have Ninja jamming for the Queen Bees, and we have Flash jamming for Arch Nemesis. Ninja is out as lead jammer, but has been sent to the penalty box early, so that's going to give Flash an opportunity to get ahead. And this jam's going to go for the full 2 minutes. As My Opinion gets sent to the penalty box for a directional block penalty. The Queen Bees are really starting to make life difficult now for Flash. Flash finds a way through, picks up 4 points. So that's her first scoring pass. Normally Flash would have put up at least 2 scoring passes by now. So Queen Bees really upping their defense game as Ninja rejoins the track. So that's going to give Helsinki a 5-4 pack advantage and may give them an opportunity to limit this scoreline now. 50 seconds left in this jam. Ninja is out and through on her initial pass and is now coming round to score. Some great work there by 507. I do not have 507. Boss, there we go, got it. Which recycles Flash right to the back of the pack. And again, gives Ninja an opportunity to come out and round. And with speed, Ninja hits the line, picks up another 4 points. And Flash finds room on the outside to pick up another 4 points for arch rivals. And Ninja picking up 4 more points at the end of that jam. That's going to bring the total 12-8 to Arch Nemesis, with the scoreline now standing at 89-40.
And Andrea, to answer your question, number 33 for the Arch Nemesis is Jamheiser-Busch. And thank you for your question. I appreciate that.
Please keep them coming.
Absolutely.
So we've got Aggie Wartooth jamming up against Millis. Aggie Wartooth had the advantage in this in the previous setup between these two and got out as lead jam, but we have got the Queen Bees. We have got the Queen Bees defense who is up. However, Yaffa being sent to the penalty box for a multiplayer block. That's going to give Aggie Wartooth an opportunity to get out as lead jammer. And that's another Queen Bee player. This is Kisei, who's now being sent to the penalty box for a directional block. So 5-4 packet, 5-3 pack advantage, apologies, to Arch Nemesis. Aggie Wartooth picking up 4 points. And Millis now out. And just as I say that, the jam is called. Which, from an Arch Nemesis point of view, is a wise idea. Hit 4 points and quit it. Limit the Queen Bee's opportunity to come back.
Absolutely. And also eliminate the opportunity of potentially taking a penalty and giving them a power jam opportunity. And Aggie Wartooth now 3 for 3 for lead jammers, lead jammer statuses in this game.
So we've got Ultraviolet jamming for Arch Nemesis and Tila for the Queen Bees. And Ultraviolet being sent back behind the jam line, but finds an easy line up on the inside of the home straight to pick up lead jam for Arch Nemesis. And Tila working hard to get by that Arch Nemesis defense. And Arch Rivals, Ultraviolet on the toe stops on the outside of turn 1 and 2, manages to pick up 4 points.
Penalty to Kisei, number 23, heading to the box. 4-2 pack advantage for Arch Nemesis.
Ultraviolet picking up 4 points. That's going to take Arch Nemesis through the century. A CQ for Nemesis being sent to our Restaurant Gus penalty box. Antila employing a cunning star stash to get out onto a scoring pass and finds a line open. Hits it and picks up 4 points. Ultraviolet really trying to use the full width of this track to get by the Queen Bees. And Antila on the outside of turn 4 manages to find a line, picking up another 4 points. Ultraviolet on the toe-stops on the inside of turn 1.
Arch Nemesis into some penalty trouble there and giving the Queen Bees some daylight.
Yep, that's not what you want to be doing.
No, it usually is counterproductive to the
Yeah.
end goal.
Ultraviolet looking a little winded, but hey, I've strapped on roller skates and pads and skated around a track, and it's exhausting. But then I don't do anything.
I'm a little winded watching them right now. I'll be okay though.
Okay, so with the jam scores even at the end of that jam, we've got the Arch Nemesis, Arch Rivals Arch Nemesis 109, Queen Bees 56.
And that is the highest scoring jam for both teams. 16 points apiece. Thank you to our producer, Lightning Slim, to my right, for tracking all these things for us.
And thank you for the cunning deployment of Post-its.
Of Post-its, absolutely. Bright green Post-its.
So we have Pop-Tart jamming for Arch Nemesis with Fuchs jamming for the Queen Bees. And 97 is Jaffa being called for a multiplayer block. Not the first time that that's been called against Helsinki this morning. Pop-Tart is out now as lead jammer. And through a cunning dink and around the outside and back to the inside, Pop-Tart picks up 4 points on that lovely spin to get by. Fuchs now out and scoring. Pop-Tart reads it, sees another opening to get just another couple of points, picks up 3 on that jam and calls it.
60 points exactly now, the separation after that 7-0 jam.
6 minutes left in this half.
In this half, yes. It's strange for me being here at Arena St. Louis here in Montreal for this tournament. It's the second time I've done this tournament in 2 years that it's been in existence, the Classique Georgia W Tush. However, Beast of the East just 2 months ago and 20-minute games. So after 20 minutes, I'm like, oh, right, we're still playing.
And we have Flash jamming for Arch Nemesis and is very quickly up and out as lead jammer. Queen Bees have Ninja, who is, well, stuck rather unceremoniously, as a line opens up on the back straight for Flash. She hits it and picks up 4 points, as the Nemesis now have a 5-2 pack advantage. Quickly reverse now as 2 players come back onto the track, Ohala and number 20, Predator. Flash picking up another 4 points, as Nemesis now start to employ the offense. There's a bit of a pile-up, and we believe a star pass has occurred, allowing Jaffa now to carry the star and jam for the Queen Bees. Flash finds a way through, picks up another 4 points, taking her total to 12 on this jam. And another 50-odd seconds left to go. However, Nemesis have lost a player due to a directional block, so that's going to give the Queen Bees an opportunity to try and bring some points up on the board. And another player's gone in. That's number 94, Jonah Spark. So with a 5-3 pack swing, and the time runs out. CQ there with a last-minute check just to keep Jaffa behind her.
And an official review called as a timeout by Helsinki.
Okay. Wise call at this point.
Absolutely. All right, so I see that there's 92 people viewing this game right now, but no one's talking to us.
Talk to us.
We're lonely sitting here.
Well, we've got each other. But,
We do,
but
yes.
Yeah. Jax and I sort of have this. We announce and then we sort of drift apart after a while. And then we come back together to announce and then we...
Absolutely. But we like to engage with the fans.
Hello, fans.
Hello, fans. Hello, Kevin.
You're welcome, by the way.
And thank you for watching the stream. This quality camera work is brought to you. Well, hello there. How are you? This quality camera work is brought to you by New England Roller Derby Nerd Derby, who is sponsored by Sociopath. Don't forget to check out Sociopath. That's SEWCIOPATH.ca, Sociopath.
Yes, Amy, we caught that last-minute block. That was a fantastic block. Right on the inside line, just came across and appeared out of nowhere just to hold Yaffa back. It was sensational. Aggie Wartooth up against Kisei. Kisei's first jam this morning, this afternoon, today, I think. Aggie Wartooth is out as lead jam, so continuing that streak, but is recycled back behind the Queen Bees and manages, does she? Yes, she does. Manages to keep on the skates and tries to find a line on the outside. But the Queen Bees really using that pack advantage to their benefit now and holding Aggie Wartooth from managing to score, in my opinion, being sent to the penalty box for a directional block. As Kisei now up and in the face of Dadbod, I believe, and trying to get by. Jamheiser Bush is now up and rejoining the pack, but the jam is called for no pickup by either team. So with Aggie Wartooth going nowhere, let's call off the jam, reset, and try again.
And shout out to Kate Silver watching us. Hello.
Hello, Kate.
Saying hi to me. And
nobody knows
yeah,
who
lots
I am.
of love for Sociopath. Do you know who loves Sociopath?
We love Sociopath.
We love Sociopath.
We love Sociopath.
Nerd Derby loves Sociopath. As a
Everybody
production
loves
sponsor.
Sociopath.
Absolutely.
It's strange, Sociopaths like no one. Anyway, sorry, weird. Millis on the toe-stops on the inside of turn one, manages to pick up lead jam for the Queen Bees. We've got Ultraviolet jamming for Arch Nemesis, but is blocked out at the very last minute by Ohala, and so is recycled back to behind the pivot line. That's going to give Millis an opportunity to put some points on the board, and manages to hold it on the toe stops on the outside of turn two. And Helsinki's first lead jam in 10. So this is vital now for Queen Bees to try and get some confidence back, try and get some points back underneath their skaters. I'm trying to read the number from this far, but it's not working. It's a 4. It's something with a 4. It might be CQ has just been sent to the penalty box for something or other. Millis struggling now behind that arch rival defense. And we have a forearm penalty being called against Pentinen. Thank you. Ultraviolet is really struggling now, I think. Winded. Anyway, some stuff happened. The jam got called. Everybody's really tired and really looking forward to the break.
And a minute and 15 seconds.
And a minute and 15 seconds.
Arch Nemesis doubling up Queen Bees at this point. Doubling up in a little more. Doubling up in a bit.
Doubling up in a while. Doubly.
Thanks to IB Drunky, loving us, loving the announcers.
Awesome, thank you.
We love you guys for watching and engaging with us.
So we've got Pop-Tart for Arch Nemesis with Antila for the Queen Bees. Not the first time these two have seen each other. And it's not the first time Pop-Tart's done that either. It's out as lead jam for Arch Nemesis. It really looks like Arch Rivals have got Arch Nemesis have got the number of Antila. She's really finding it hard to get by the defense. And a canny move there, a star handoff from Antila to Pentinen. Pentinen hitting that line at speed and accepting the star, putting it on, and before she can score, the jam is called off. So a 4-point pickup there for Arch Nemesis, nothing for the Queen Bees, and that's probably going to be the last jam of this half.
No timeout call there, so we are into intermission for 15 minutes.
Okay, so New England Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom sewn to order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armbands and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details. That's Sociopath, SEWCOpath.ca.
And we will be back to you in about 14 minutes for the conclusion of Arch Nemesis versus the Queen Bees. We'll see you then. All right, Derby fans.
How about you talk? Jinx.
We are back with Arch Nemesis versus the Queen Bees. Arch Nemesis with a commanding 139 over 67 point lead. 2.5 minutes away from the restart of this game. I was just having a look at the penalty tracking system over there during the break, and the arch rival Arch Nemesis, my opinion, number 8, sitting at 5 penalties. She's the only one in real penalty trouble for Arch Nemesis at this point. 3 of those 5 destruction. So something to watch for in the second half. On the green side, Helsinki Roller Derby, Pentinen and Jaffa sitting at 4 penalties apiece. 3 of Pentinen's being forearm penalties. So Pentinen needs to keep those arms tucked, and I mean, this is her third game in a row that she's played for her team. Late last night, first thing this morning, and now this game. So, Token Redshirt, you have some information as well.
I do. So, the majority of the damage that Arch Nemesis managed to do in terms of scoring was in a 10-jam wasteland, where they picked up lead jam 10 times, and the Queen Bees didn't answer it. The score in those 10 jams was 87 to 35. That's a 52-point difference. And the scoreline now stands at 72. So Helsinki have got a lot of work to do to try and keep hold of lead jams when they have the opportunity and stop Arch Nemesis from getting out as big of a lead as they can.
Wow, that's compelling right there, that 10 jams, 52 points of the 72-point differential. That is. Let's see if this is going to be one of those tale of two half games, though, because we've seen that time and time again in roller derby, where a commanding lead in the first half of the game ends up being a commanding deficit by the end of the second. So
yeah, but we also need to be mindful that this was a position that the Queen Bees were in last night against the Sexpos. They were they were within spitting distance, or certainly within a couple of power jams difference of their opponents, and their opponents just kept outscoring them at every opportunity, and it ended up going 200 and close to 250, and Helsinki barely crossed the century. So
that is very true. Once again, I'll give a shout out to our fantastic officiating crew here: Iceman, Lamec CC, WEB Destroys, Pinky Rye, Mia Culprit, Pussy Panzerfaust, Chemical Restraint, Onyx and Break, Chalk Maurice, Dread Hockey Lee, Reverend Riot, Jen Hitzker, Dylan, Lil Tex, Chopsaw, Danger Muffin, and Shanksy.
Danger Muffin is one of the best names in Derby.
Yes, absolutely.
We've all had the Danger Muffin. That second brand muffin and the third cup of coffee.
Absolutely.
So
not for breakfast today, however.
Not for breakfast today. There were too many carbohydrates elsewhere. So we have Ultraviolet jamming for Arch Nemesis and Ninja jamming for the Queen Bees. Our producer, Lightning Slim, also pointed out that Fuchs is one of the highest scoring jammers for the Queen Bees, but as she's also jamming for the Helsinki A team, she may well be being rested for a later game. Ninja is out as lead jam for the Queen Bees. I'm hoping this is a statement of intent for the Queen Bees, that they're going to ratchet their game up a notch.
A 10 jam trend?
Hopefully. Try saying that 10 times fast.
And a nice takeout of Ultraviolet to the outside of turn 2.
That's one thing I think is really in the Queen Bees' favor, is their defensive work when jammers like Ultraviolet and Flash are on the track is absolutely superb. Ultraviolet now out and on a scoring pass, as we've got one of the Helsinki players going into the penalty box. That's Shard. That's the third different pronunciation of Shard for those people who are keeping track of such things. And we've got Ultraviolet being sent to the penalty box for back block. So that's going to give a power jam to Ninja. Already 4 points up on this jam, but is already struggling behind the Arch Nemesis defense. Is forced to release. No, Ninja is being called to the penalty box for a forearm penalty. So that's going to release Ultraviolet from the penalty box and give her a power jam for what's going to be close to about 15-20 seconds. Ultraviolet now back on the track and looking for an inside line. Not able to find it. As Ninja rejoins and very quickly up and tries to hold it on the inside of turn 4, but is blocked out by CQ. CQ with another last minute block. Be interesting to watch how CQ's games develop. Jam ends with a further 4 pickup for the Queen Bees. Nothing for Arch, my apologies, 3 for Arch Nemesis. So that's going to close the scoreline down a little bit, with 27 and a lot minutes left.
It also finished with Dad Bod sitting on the track.
Been there.
Absolutely.
But not when playing Helsinki.
No, not at all.
As we have Pop-Tart jamming up against Millis. Not the first time we've seen these two. And it's Millis on the outside of turn 1 who manages to get lead jam for Helsinki. So that's 2 lead jams in 2 now for Helsinki. Pop-Tart sent out of play by Yaffa on that last turn and recycled back to the pivot line. But a line opens up on the outside of turn 2 and Pop-Tart hits it, but is being sent to the penalty box for a back block. So that's going to give Millis a power jam. This is a dream start if you're Helsinki, right, Jax?
That's absolutely what they needed. 100%. Get some momentum going. Get their belief up and get their energy up. The adrenaline's going to be flowing, and this is going to be nothing but good for Helsinki and nothing but bad for Arch Nemesis.
And Yamina Lagora is being sent to the penalty box for a forearm penalty, as is Shaquille O'Neal, I believe. I'm not sure it was the same forearm penalty. Millis picking up another 4 Pop-Tart is on her skates now and looking to leave the penalty box as Millis picks up another 4. She's still lead jammer and has the opportunity to call this at any time. And is coming back round to the pack. I'm not sure Pop-Tart has managed to complete an initial pass yet.
And just did complete her initial pass.
So now's out and scoring. So we've got Millis, who's now looking to pick up the last couple of points.
Let's see if she can pull all 16. But she's not going to call the jam off.
She's not going to call a jam. That's Yaffa, who's now going to be sent to the penalty box for a low block. Pop-Tart's going to pick up 4 points on that jam, having been released after the penalty. And Millis recycled to the back of the pack.
And Millis should be calling off the jam now. There's only a few seconds left, but we don't. She wouldn't want to give any more scoring opportunity to Arch Nemesis.
No, Pop-Tart's not one to turn that kind of stuff down. And it's something that the Queen Bees did a lot last night. Take a commanding lead early in the jam, but didn't call it off and allowing their opponents times to come through. That said, Queen Bees 16 on that jam to 8. That's going to bring them to within 69 points of their opponents. Sorry, that's not 69, that's 59. That's terrible math at this time in the morning. I apologize. I even teach this stuff.
Mathing is hard.
Math is hard. It's like adulting. Flash up against Antila. Flash for Arch Nemesis. Has been one of the most consistent scorers. But it's Antila who is out as lead jam for the Queen Bees. 3 from 3 so far in this second half. So let's see what Antila can do with a little bit of space and a little bit of reprieve from the jammer.
Arch Nemesis still yet to complete their initial.
Yona Ohala is doing some great blocking work, keeping Flash from getting out, having to complete that initial pass. And we've got a directional penalty being called against Cassard. After the penalty box, as Flash now comes round trying to get some score. But Antila calls that one off. A pickup of 4 for the Queen Bees, nothing to Arch Nemesis. So we're now in a 55-point game.
And a great timeout call by Arch Nemesis. This is exactly the time to call a timeout. You've lost 3 leads in a row to start the second half. Let's break the momentum of the Queen Bees and maybe rejuvenate your team. As a coach myself, I would at this point be just saying to my team, okay, just stop. Everything's getting a little exciting. Let's just take a breath in and reset.
We've got the Queen Bees, who are currently scoring 28 points. Arch Nemesis put up 11 so far. So this is the absolute right thing to do if you're the Queen Bees. And
55 points, that could be 2 big jams. And the Queen Bees would be right back in this game. So this has started out to be a tale of 2 halves, potentially.
Yeah. 24 minutes left. Still a long way to go in Derby.
Absolutely. It's an eternity in Derby. Yes, Fred, champs are in Montreal. We've been talking about that all day. Champs will be here in November 15th to the 17th, and tickets go on sale on Monday. Monday.
Aggie Wartooth up against Ninja. Aggie Wartooth, one of the highest scorers for Arch Nemesis, and is out as lead jam for the team from St. Louis. And Ninja is struggling to get through. And Fuchs there with an absolute great block on Aggie Wartooth, recycling her to the back of the pack, but is being sent to the penalty box for that block. And we have Shaquille O'Neal, who's also been sent to the penalty box.
That may have been one of those worth it penalties.
Yeah. And Cassard rejoins the pack. So packs both even. No, they're not, because we've had another Helsinki player go into the penalty box. Aggie Wartooth picking up 4 points on that jam and coming back round to the pack. We've had a star pass. We now have Yamina Lagora jamming for the Bees, who has yet to complete the initial pass, as Aggie Wartooth picks up another 4 points. So this is a great response by Nemesis. After being outscored, they're almost almost, if my math's right, almost level now scoring in this half, which I think we probably know my math isn't right. And we've got another couple of penalties being picked up. Soon we're going to have very few players left on this track.
And number 286 being sent off as she was in the penalty queue. Had received a penalty earlier, Ninja, and the box was full. So bad penalty trouble for Helsinki here. This is not what they needed.
Now, bizarrely, with the number of penalties, packs are even-ish. We've got 3 of each player on. Fuchs with a similar kind of block. This time on Aggie Wartooth. Doesn't manage to recycle very far down the track, and so it gives Aggie Wartooth an opportunity to pick up another 4 points. So that's going to put 16 on the board for Arch Nemesis and leave Queen Bees shy 1 of the century.
And a perfect timeout call now by the Queen Bees coach. This is exactly what they need.
Yep, settle down.
Settle it down, and whoa, wait, what just happened here? We were doing really well, and Aggie Wartooth, who I believe is now 5 for 5 on lead jammer statuses, came out and just annihilated them in that jam. And again, the penalty trouble for Helsinki was terrible. At one point, they had 3 blockers in penalty trouble at the same time. Ninja getting sent back onto the track, and was in the penalty queue. And I do believe that number 97, Jaffa, may have fouled out. She did come in with 4 into this half, did just receive a penalty now, did skate off. We'll see if she returns on skates or not. We didn't see any indication that it was foul out. However, she was just in the penalty box. But yes, so the penalty troubles, I mean, the penalty troubles are a killer. Like, that's a game changer right there. If you take 3 penalties and you're leaving your 1 blocker on the track, a jammer like Aggie Wartooth is going to annihilate you.
So for Nemesis, we've got Ultraviolet up against the Queen Bees, Millis. Millis had the drop on Ultraviolet on the last jam. Let's see if she can make similar inroads. Pentinen closing the door on Ultraviolet on the inside. CQ trying the same move on Millis, doesn't make it stick, and so Millis is out as lead jam for the Queen Bees, but Ultraviolet is through and now on a scoring pass. And Ultraviolet with an apex jump across turn 2, manages to pick up 4 points. That leaves Ultraviolet the opportunity to go the long way around and pick up another 4. As Ninja rejoins the track, the jam is called for no further pickup of points. So 4 each, that's putting Nemesis at 170 and the Bees at 103.
67 points the separation. So the Queen Bees still have made a little gain this half. However, they are 4 for 5 for lead jams coming into the second half. So if they can keep that up, they just the penalty trouble is what's hurting them the most right now.
Really is. So Antila and Pop-Tart back on the track. Pop-Tart with a block on Antila recycles back to behind the jam line and then uses the opportunity to get some speed and get a bigger lead. Antila had the drop on Pop-Tart last time. Fuchs and Pop-Tart in some trouble. Fuchs with a forearm penalty, and Pop-Tart is being sent to the penalty box. No, being recycled back. So Pop-Tart is out as your lead jammer for Arch Nemesis. That's going to give them their second lead jam this half. Antila now free and following closely. Helsinki do have, no they don't, it's a 4-on-4. So 1 player from each team is in the penalty box right now, as both jammers now struggling against that defense. So Jamheiser-Busch making well, I can only describe it as a butt block really. Leaving Antila struggling. Now with some help from Helsinki, frees her up and picking up 4 points. Pop-Tart is already through and almost back round to the pack for 4 points. Helsinki now trying to get in and disrupt that arch rival play, as the penalty box Well, still has 2 players in it. Antila spots an opening, just jam highs a bush to get past. Manages to hold it on the skates. A very, very impressive stability. Subob fight there with that last hip check. Doesn't quite make it stick though, so Antila picks up another 4 points. Antila back amongst Subob fight. And manages to get through, pick up another 4 points. Pixie Destruction there with an attempted last block, doesn't quite make it. Pop-Tart gets stranded, picks up another 3 points. 12 to the Queen Bees, taking them through the century, 177 to 115.
Great awareness by Antila as she got hit down, or hit out of the inside of turn 2, and the blocker that hit her went down as well to come back in. A lot of skaters don't pick that up and do reset when they don't need to. So that was great awareness and kept her going to put those extra points on the board and win that jam 12-7.
So we have Flash up against Ninja and some furious post-it writing as Ninja takes lead jam for the Queen Bees.
That last jam was the first time that Helsinki has outscored Arch Nemesis without having lead.
It's important stuff to outscore your opponent even when you don't have lead. Ninja holding that line absolutely beautifully from CQ. CQ again in the mix. Really trying to make life as hard as possible for these jammers. Queen Bees score 4 and then quit the jam.
And again, 5 lead jams now of 7 for Helsinki. This has been a great start. A timeout now again called by Arch Nemesis. They're not liking what's going on right now.
Yeah, so a good opportunity for coaches to settle down and maybe think about redeploying lines.
Absolutely. And I mean, the only thing for the Queen Bees right now would be to just stop taking penalties.
Yeah.
I know it's easier said than done, but like it's easier for us to sit here and say, hey, don't take those penalties. Don't do that. Don't do those things.
It's easy to let the adrenaline creep in and
Absolutely.
the discipline drop. So it's vital now, I think, for Helsinki. If they're going to maintain these lines, you've got Penttinen, who's maybe a penalty away from fouling out. You've got a number of the Helsinki lines which are at 2-3 penalties, so they really do need to be careful or else they won't have enough players to finish off this game.
Well, and Jaffa has fouled out of the game, so they are down 1 player for Helsinki. So the Queen Bees now on the track, ready to go, and it's going to be Millis to jam, looking to continue their trend of picking up lead jammer statuses this second half.
So we've got for Nemesis, jamming for Nemesis, we've got Aggie Wartooth, one of the highest scorers for the Nemesis so far, up against Millis for the Queen Bees. And it's Millis on the toe stops with a running start, who gets lead jam but is sent to the penalty box. So this is going to go now the full 2 minutes, regardless of what happens. So Aggie Wartooth now has 30 seconds on the track to herself. Yamina Lagora really with a vital last-minute check. Now recycling Aggie Wartooth back to the beginning, making her come out, but finds an open line on the inside of turn 1.
So Millis was not declared lead jammer. However, Aggie Wartooth now was eligible and has picked up lead jammer status.
So at speed on the outside of the Queen Bees, makes that look ridiculously easy, picks up 4 points. Millis rejoins the track as Fuchs now against Dadbod. Sends Dadbod out, opens up a line for Millis, but in opening up a line for Millis has given Aggie Wartooth an opportunity to get through and up into the Helsinki face.
Oh, Dadbod, yes.
Dadbod there with a great check to recycle Millis back, and then a bit of a return favor on Fuchs to get her out of the play. So Dadtooth showing some real promise with their blocking. Do we have a penalty count?
We have a penalty count only from halftime. That's the one issue. I missed the whiteboard.
Yeah.
I do miss the whiteboard because from where we are sitting, we would be able to see an ongoing penalty count. As of halftime, the only people in real penalty trouble for Arch Arch Nemesis was my opinion at 5, and Pentinen was at 4, and Jaffa was at 4 and has now fouled out. So that would be. We do have some other skaters that had 2, 3, 1. If you would like a penalty number from halftime for a specific skater, just put it in there, Sandy, and I will let you know.
Okay, Antila jamming for the Queen Bees and manages to hit lead jam. I believe that's 3 for 3 now for Antila. Ultraviolet is jamming on this line for Arch Nemesis. And again, it's Antila who has the drop. And Ultraviolet is being sent to the penalty box for a track cut. That's going to give Antila an opportunity to get some points on the board with a 30-second clear track devoid of another jammer.
And you're welcome, Sandy.
So Antila being recycled to the back of the pack. Pentinen now being sent to the penalty box for failure to reform or illegal position. Antila really struggling to get through. Arch Nemesis is doing a great job of holding these guys down. Sorry, that sounds wrong. Holding these players back. That's better.
That's better.
That's better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Pentinen, who was at 4 fouls at the half in the penalty box, so that will be another one to watch now.
Ultraviolet is now through with an easy, relatively easy pass. Tries to find the inside line, but the stability is not there as she tries to duck down under Cassard.
Boss in the penalty box for the Queen Bees now.
Yep, Pentinen now released. As Ultraviolet has now completed her first scoring pass. We have 666, Yona Ohala, who's going into the penalty box for Helsinki. So with a 5-3 pack advantage now, you've got to say that the jam is definitely swung in the favor of Arch Nemesis, who are closing down on that second century.
And we are just under halfway through the second half.
Helsinki now really trying to hold Ultraviolet up, but have to let her go. Antila doesn't quite make it through to pick up a score. Well, she picks up a score, it's 4. So Arch Nemesis 193, Queen Bees 123. That's easy math. That's a 70-point difference. So that jam could not have gone much worse for Queen Bees.
Absolutely, you're right. And it's going to be a 4-3 pack advantage to start the next jam. Pivot for the Queen Bees in the penalty box, standing. So less than 10 seconds remaining. Lots of love for Dadbot on the feed. Dadbot having a solid game.
Yeah, popped out with a great spin move on the inside of turn 2. Manages to get out as lead jam for Arch Nemesis. Ninja jamming again for the Queen Bees, who's now released and scoring. Popped out hits the line at speed. And Yamina Lagora is being sent to the penalty box for a forearm penalty. Arch Nemesis pick up 4 points and call off the jam. And Helsinki call out timeout. So they're going to settle these lines down, hopefully, and see if we can sort something out.
Once again, coming up August 9th to 11th is the Continental Cup North America West in Orem, Utah. August 23rd to 25th will be the Continental Cup North America East in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. September 6th to 8th will be the first of 2 WFTDA playoffs, this one in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. September 13th to the 15th will be the second WFTDA playoffs in Seattle, Washington. And then October 5th to 6th, the WFTDA Continental Cup Europe in Helsinki, Finland. Hello, Helsinki. And that will leave just one more big tournament for the 2019 WFTDA postseason, and that will be November 15th to the 17th, the International WFTDA Championships right here in Montreal, Quebec at Centre Claude Robillard. Tickets go on sale this Monday, 2 days from now. I understand that stadium will hold about 3,000 people, so that gives you an idea of how many tickets are available. So you want to buy early and buy often. Bring friends.
Bring many friends.
Lots and lots of friends.
All the friends.
All the friends.
All the friends.
No more than 3,000.
No more than 3,000. So we've got Flash up against Millis. Flash for Arch Nemesis, Millis for the Queen Bees. And it's Millis who is out as lead jam, as Flash is sent out of play by Cassard and recycled to the jam line. That's going to give Millis an opportunity to try and put some points on the board and settle down this Helsinki.
And Dadbod dishing out another hit.
And Penttinen is being sent to the penalty box for a direction penalty. That's the second penalty this half, and I believe she may very well be being fouled out after the next one. Flash is now through and made through her initial pass.
If my count is correct, that should be number 6 on Penttinen.
Flash picks up 4 points. Millis has yet to pick up a score and does so now as she ducks underneath Dadbod to pick up 4 points. But remember, it's Millis who's lead jammer, but she's not in the lead. It's Flash who's got that privilege and is currently racking up points while Millis tries to limit the damage. This is a perfect position for the Nemesis now. Queen Bee's really on the back foot. Millis calls it, having drawn the score just level. 2:05 now to Arch Nemesis, having gone through that second century. 131 to the Queen Bees.
And it looks like a penalty was assessed at the end of that jam. We have an official timeout called.
So we're just going to let the Zebras get together and have a brief natter.
That is Penttinen in the penalty box.
It could very well be an end to Penttinen's game today.
That could absolutely, yeah, that will be Penttinen's 7th foul, and that is going to put her out of the game for the remainder of the 11 minutes and 31 seconds. So, I mean, good on Penttinen. Again, 3 games in a row last night for the Queen Bees, today for the Helsinki All-Stars, and now for the Queen Bees again.
So just going out of frame for those of you watching the stream, on the right-hand side, seated is our beloved house announcers, Chloe Gwendolyn and Jet Lee. Currently doing a sterling job of keeping this crowd in here going this morning. The crowd looking distinctly hungover. Or that could just be me.
Well, it could be the announcers because they're sitting down.
That's true, actually.
They look a little tired. But I can't say anything. We're sitting down as well, so.
Yeah, but we have screens to watch.
We do.
We do. So we've got Antila up against Aggie Wartooth. 4th timeout for these guys, I think. And it's Antila who manages to get out as lead jammer, but Aggie Wartooth is very close behind. Aggie Wartooth given the lead jam position, but Antila was out and in the lead. And so Aggie Wartooth called it off to prevent Antila from getting any points and drawing any fouls.
Okay.
So, wise play from the Nemesis at this point?
Absolutely. Very strategic defensive. Protect that lead at all costs. 74 points the separation. Still just under 11 minutes remaining. Still lots of time for the Queen Bees to come back, but they need to stay out of that penalty box. They've already lost 2 skaters.
They really do. Ninja tried for the inside line but was blocked out and so has to recycle back. That's going to release Ultraviolet as lead jam. Her first time as lead jam, I think, in this second half. As Ninja gets stuck behind some players. And Cassard being sent to the penalty box for a forearm penalty. That's going to give Ultraviolet some space. Ninja now through on her passing, on her initial pass, but pass called off. Nemesis picking up 4 points on that. Queen Bees nothing. 10 minutes left to play.
And again, coming up for you, stick around. The next game is going to be crazy. It's going to be Gotham versus arch rival A Teams. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I'm not on that call. I just get to sit and be a fan for that whole game. What do you think, Token Red Shirt? Who's your prediction for the Gotham arch rival?
The way I saw Gotham warming up, them. Because Gotham looked fierce, and all they were doing was skating out on the track. Very strange. So Millis is up and is out as lead jam for the Queen Bees. So this is continuing that real long run that Helsinki have had for getting out as lead jam. Unfortunately, they're not converting it into points. Pop-Tart is jamming for Arch Nemesis, but is in the penalty box. This is a power jam for Millis now. and Arch Nemesis really making life difficult. They're covering the track, so Millis cannot hit them at speed. And Millis thought she was through, thought she saw the blocking player step out of bounds, but unfortunately did not, and has been called for a track cut. That's going to release Pop-Tart for a 30-second timeout, for a 30-second jam. And Fuchs is being called for a forearm penalty. Fuchs has to be getting close to her penalty count right now. Pop-Tart appealing to the refs, and the refs had already called it, so, you know, that helps. So Pop-Tart through, finds a gap in the middle, picks up no points as that was her initial pass. Millis is back on track and is out and around number 33, Jamheiser-Busch, picks up 4 points. Now, having Millis gone into the penalty box, we've got another 13 seconds left on this jam. Pop-Tart picks up 4. As Yamina Legora is sent to the penalty box. Millis picks up another 4. Pop-Tart comes round, and with an attempted apex jump to pick up some more points, doesn't quite make it as a foot went out of bounds before she scored.
And she's having a little discussion with the referee right there about, really, I tried really hard, but do I not get a point? Well, he's going to go talk to the other referee and say, and she, oh, there we go. Pop-Tart is explaining what she did. She's like, I stepped with 1 foot in, then 1 foot out, so I should get 1. And her case is going to be lost. That is going to be no more points on the board for Pop-Tart.
Yeah, as I've learned to my detriment in various sports over the years, don't argue with the ref.
But she tried.
Yeah. It wasn't an argument so much as a calm discussion between colleagues.
It was a, but please.
Really?
I tried really hard for that apex jump.
So we have Flash jamming for Arch Nemesis and is out as lead jammer with Antila. This is the first time I think Flash has won the jam battle between herself and Antila. Antila is now stranded somewhat. Flash already putting 4 points up on the board. Antila trying with the star stash to get by, and hands off to Yamina Legora, who hits the pack at speed but does step out of bounds and is now recycled back. Cassard with a good hit on Flash, recycling to turn 1 behind both packs. As the defenses reform, Yamina Legora is not making any headway at all. Dadbod with a lovely hip check right at the last to send Yamina Legora out, as both jammers are now really struggling to get by their respective defenses.
And just a little information here, Shaquille O'Neal, who was only at 2 penalties for the first half, has fouled out. So 5 penalties incurred in the second half. Less than the second half.
So Flash picking up another 4 points. Yamina Legora has still not made the initial pass and is now out and through as Flash puts up another 4 points, taking her total to 12. We are having some problems with the stream this morning. So while we get things refreshed after this game, we are going to refresh things after this game. We are up, we are visible, but we're just going to take some time to kick the gremlins out the tech. And then burn them, because that's the only way you can get rid of gremlins. You never feed them after midnight.
Well, there's a barbecue outside.
Sweet. Gremlin dogs. So we have Aggie Wartooth up and jamming for Arch Nemesis, and Ninja up for the Queen Bees. Ninja up again is out as your lead jammer for the Queen Bees. Aggie Wartooth is now through. There is a significant pack advantage to Helsinki, as Dadbod is currently sat in the penalty box. Aggie Wartooth is now up and struggling to get by Yamina Legora. She needs to be careful, though, does Legora. Her penalty count must be ascending close to that 7 now, as she picks up another penalty. We now have the jammers, who are both clear and scoring, and both picking up 4 on that last pass. Ninja takes an easy step through on the inside of turn 1, picks up another grand slam of 4, as Aggie Wartooth gets enveloped by the defense and then recycled back by Fuchs. Almost too far, as Ninja picks up another 4. That's 16 points now on this jam. That's going to bring the points differential to 80-ish. As Aggie Wartooth and Fuchs are really having a set to knock down, drag out to try and get any points through on this pass at all.
And Ninja has done what no one else this game has been able to do, and that is take the lead away from Aggie Wartooth. This is the first one that Aggie has not won all game.
Kudos to the teams at this point. With 20 seconds left on this jam, both packs, both teams are looking absolutely wiped. So everything's slowed down. We get a penalty call, and the jam is called off. So that will be number 87, Subob Fight, who will be starting in the penalty box. It's going to give a 5-4 pack advantage to the Bees.
And a 20-8 jam in favor of the Queen Bees. Fantastic. That is their highest jam this game. That's probably, I believe that may be the highest jam for any team this game. It is, yes, in fact.
Impressive work there.
Ninja. And Ninja was the Aggie Wartooth killer that stopped her streak.
And we have Millis, who's out as lead jam for the Queen Bees. This is now about the 4th or 5th time she's managed to get the drop on Ultraviolet. Ultraviolet has not managed to get lead jam on Millis for some time now. And Millis with an apex jump is blocked out and so is being sent to the penalty box for a track cut. So Ultraviolet now has a power jam. And that is not the first time that's happened to Millis either. So Ultraviolet is now your sole jammer, and this jam will go 2 more minutes. Well, not 2 more minutes, a minute 20.
A minute 20, which will take us to just about 30 seconds remaining in this game. And Lightning Slim just pointed out that there's a turn 3 coach for Helsinki, but Arch does not have a turn 3 coach. So that does affect it. I mean, there is, it's not affecting it on the scoreboard, but it can affect gameplay when there's no one to relay what the bench is telling you.
Millis is now struggling to get by that arch rivals, the arch nemesis defense. And a last minute block out there by My Opinion. Manages to recycle Millis all the way to the back of the pack. So arch nemesis doing a great job holding that jammer up to allow the penalty to elapse and their own jammer to come back onto the track. Dadbard sent sprawling by Millis. And in the pilot, Millis has managed to gain another couple of places. CQ now is there with a last-minute check. And with Millis putting a toe stop and a wheel out of play, that's going to recycle her back and disrupt all of that. My Opinion being sent to the penalty box. She must be very close to being fouled out right now.
She has to be very close. She came into the second half with 5. So that's 6, possibly 7 right there.
And as the play clock elapses, 4 points put up by the Queen Bees, and the arch rivals put up nothing, and a timeout and an official review being called by the arch rivals.
Oh, the official review used as a timeout by Helsinki.
Oh, okay. My apologies. Hi, my name's Token Redshirt, and I get things wrong sometimes.
Don't we all?
Don't we all? So we do want to thank our wonderful Nerd Derby folk for coming in and running the streams for us. We do want to thank all of the sponsors, including Low Life Montreal Skate Shop, including Restaurant Gus, who are sponsoring our penalty box, and those wonderful people at Sociopath.
Carrie, one of our viewers, says she loves that the free feed is better than the paid feeds. So there's a big thumbs up to Nerd Derby.
Go Nerd Derby!
Whew. Oh, and if you were in the arena right now, you could get 2 hot dogs for $5.
And see a delightful dancing hot dog.
Yeah.
And that's not just hunger hallucinations there. There isn't, never mind.
There's a dancing wiener.
I'm leaving that one alone.
I would leave it alone too, it's dancing.
And we have Flash up against Antila in what is possibly our last jam of the game. Antila is on the toe stops. but picks up a track cut, and unfortunately that's going to hand Arch Nemesis an easy way to run down the clock without an opponent jammer on the bench, and that may very well have just ended the Queen Bee's hopes of winning this game. Flash not even through on the initial pass, but doesn't need to at this stage with no lead jammer. If Flash can get through before Antila gets back on the track, and the play, which she has now done, and is lead jammer, she can now happily call off this jam and call an end to the game, which she duly does. So our unofficial score stands at 233 for Arch Nemesis and 163 for the Queen Bees. We'll wait for that score to become official before we do anything else. Please stay tuned on the live feed. Once we've got stuff refreshed, we have the Gotham All-Stars up against
Arch Rival.
The
Arch Rival
Rivals.
A-Team.
So
It's coming up. Arch Rival and Gotham A-Team. This is going to be a killer game, I predict.
So I'm going to go secure a seat in the bleachers and some cider. So, New England Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom sewn-to-order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armbands and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details. And with the final scores in, I'll bid you farewell. I've been Token Redshirt. He's been Jack Solodopus. And we'll catch you on a feed in a couple hours.
Cheers.